Mm-mm-mm. Here we go again. Oh, let's get to work. Uh, uh, Let me get my shit together. Hold I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you. I thought we would be at, in my lifetime, I thought we would be at a place where we would have the sense, the wherewithal to not fight amongst each other for at least a couple of years just to catch up. I mean, under Dr. Claude Anderson, it looked like it was it looked like some decency amount of hope, but hoping and all against hope. Hope don't get you anywhere too much nowadays. Because now all of a sudden we got tribalism. Believe me, if I had one, I would. Homegirl says smoke a blunt. I was like, if I had one, I would. Trust me, because at least when I get high, I don't have to. I don't. I just I blaze some of these niggas out because they just need to be blazed out. But yeah. But when reality hits, like reparations, you not getting it, um, oh well, because you just split down the middle. But it's not just about reparations. It's about other things, like Dr. Umar. Now, I made a video a long time ago of when he was on Loon Show, and he was spitting nothing but truth, as he usually does. But apparently, people from that particular side have an issue with that. But the excuses that they make is like, what comes out of their mouth is a complete contradiction to what they're fighting for and what their excuses are. It's a complete contradiction. It's like, we're responsible. We're us Black Americans, us uh, FBA phony Black Americans. We're responsible for this, and this. So, okay, so you're responsible for the shoe. You're responsible for the peanut. You're responsible for the telephone, the ironing board, the stoplight, and other things like that. Okay, I get it. But you are also responsible for the gang violence. You're also responsible for how you treat women. Should you be responsible for that too? I mean, you gotta take the good with something. You you can't just say, "Oh, we're responsible for the good things and not for the bad." That don't make no sense. You can't just be responsible for, especially what your grandparents and your great grandparents and your daddy had done. Quite frankly, I would like to ask, what have you done? I know your father did something, but since you didn't take that on, and since you sold that down the river, and since you just took the money, are you responsible for anything? Absolutely not. I didn't think so. FBAs are what Malcolm X warned us about. And we killed them. We killed them. I mean, that's not funny because Malcolm had a target on his back. I feel sorry for him and his daughter. I feel sorry for him and his daughters. I mean, more and more you knuckleheads want to be more like the Ku Klux Klan than anything, just the way how you sound and everything. But back to what I was stating and is when you say white supremacy that has been so ingrained into this country that has caused us to caused us this racism. It's not no they claim no don't they cling to this. They're clinging to this racism. They ain't got the deal is they have no other plan. They ain't got nowhere to go. They're sick and tired and they're frustrated. And I get it. I get it. You get frustrated because all right, you get sick and tired of frustrated going through the same old. Knock on the door, please let us in. Knock on the door, please let us in. And now, years later, you want to kick down the doors and say, we're not going to fight white supremacy. Oh no, we're going to fight immigrants. We've been fighting white supremacy for years. Okay, I can't tell. In one fight, that don't mean shit. You're talking about they're talking about the one incident that happened where the black man got um I forgot where they were. I think they were in San Francisco or something like that, where the black man was being double teamed or triple teamed by some white folks, and then all of a sudden you see a barrage of black people, even though that little nigga he swam through the show, which I thought was dope. I had to give him credit for that one. I definitely had to give him credit for that one. Definitely had to give him credit. Oh wow, we're gonna go to we've been around for years. Yeah, and they're still whooping your ass. But anyway, white white replacement theory is a lie. Who are they gonna replace him with? Who are they gonna replace him with? They have nothing of substance. They have nothing to trade, nothing of substance. The fuck? The only thing that they have is tether, 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 tether. and want to blame Umar for everything. It, what Umar had to say had triggered these people. What Umar had to say, like them, love them, hate them, doesn't matter. Why did that go? Oh, I was supposed to press this button. Duh. Anyway, shouts out to the amazing Lucas. That dude's going in. He's always going in on FBAs. Anyway, I was just chilling, minding my own business, and I happened to see this guy. Let's take a look at what he had to say. I guess like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. To be perfectly honest, I hate doing this type of shit. But anyway,
back. All right, gotta go way back. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, can we do that? This is what he was saying, not just about DAFA or FBA or all that stuff. We're gonna build up our case like we're a lawyer here. This is what he was saying about reparations. I want us to.
If you are asking for cash, then your reparations list ain't worth much.
That's what I said.
Because your reparations list should put you in a position to make all the money you want on your own. What you need to pay out from info. That we can't see the bigger picture. We also fail to recognize that reparations is not just for us living, it's for those gone and those not yet here.
Come on.
I ain't heard nobody talk about how much we're gonna put to the side for the generations unborn yet.
Facts. Facts.
And that's why I believe that this generation of blacks in America, we shouldn't get the reparations. We are too irresponsible.
You're ready.
We will waste it.
Yeah.
Put the reparations in a trust somewhere until we get a more revolutionary move. Let them do with it. Look at all the bunny hopping that we do. What we doing with reparations?
Easter Sunday.
No. So we can blow the money. I had a sister text me one day. You know what she said? Can you stop talking against reparations because I need that money to pay my bills?
Oh, man. Short-minded. Short-minded.
Reparations is to repair, not to pay your damn weed bill.
Fix my debt.
Oh, man.
Okay. Just to get that. This generation, we're too irresponsible. We shouldn't get it. You know, reparations is to repair. Here's the thing. When we talk about that stuff, what we would do with reparations is up to each and every individual who gets it.
And that is the wrong mindset to have. Right there. Right freaking there. That is the wrong mindset to have. Whatever we do with it, we just gonna do. It's very simple with me. If, let's just say they give you a cash payment, all right, and you lose that cash payment, $1 million can't go like that. Plus, the dollar depreciates in value. I would rather have a big ass gold bar that's worth millions versus a dollar that is worth less than that. Makes more sense. But niggas gonna do what niggas gonna do. But let me not spoil their, because they got it all figured out. I think
what I'll do might be different from what you'll do. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's going to be any less impactful to the community. It just may be.
Hold on, I'm trying. Hold on. I'm not trying to. Oh, we can go regular speed. Who cares?
Different. What somebody do, what person A does might be different from what person B does, but person A and B are both very impactful and very transformative for the community. What person C does, person C may waste their reparations, may blow it in a week. It's gone. They're in more debt having reparations than not. So should person A and person B not get reparations because person C is going to waste reparations?
No. Oh, God. I told you this was. I told you this was a waste. Sometimes it takes one white man to stand up to the white supremacists. I wish that were true, but in my lifetime, a white man fighting another white man and showing out for the race ain't gonna happen. Ain't happening. Ain't gonna happen in my lifetime. Anything that you says doesn't. But again, you have to listen to him because he just sound he just it just sounds like a fairy tale. That's the only thing I can think of right now. It just sounds like a freaking fairy tale. They think these niggas are gonna get cash payments. Well, first and foremost, where's your lawyer? You can't even make up in your own minds whether to fight for reparations or fight the U.S. government. I mean, you're gonna fight for reparations, fight the U.S. government, or fight the tethers. Which one are you gonna do? Which one are you gonna do? I mean, all of it sounds good in theory, but what are you gonna? How are you gonna do it? Adolf's tried it. At least they were intelligent enough to do their research. These niggas go out on a limb and just start pointing out an entire race that just looks like them but speak a different language. Or they'll attack a person from America, but their father's from Nigeria, or their mother's from Jamaica. Oh, you can't get reparations because you're a tether. Your mom was a tether. Your makes no sense. It doesn't. Lot. I also can't stand Latinos for Trump. I'm worried about the Latinos. Latinos don't learn their lesson. Latinos need to learn their damn lesson. So if they're still voting for Trump after November, or if they vote for, I mean, it wouldn't matter because this is it for him. If and when he gets impeached, he can't run again. But people swear up and down that Trump is going to run again. Yeah, I heard his little speech last night, and we might cover that. We may or may not. But let me ask one question. Did he pass gas? Did Trump pass gas again?
Let me ask this another question. Let's say person A is going to do great for the community, going to build institutions, all of that, right? Person B and C are going to blow their reparations, waste it. So should person A not get their reparations because of person B and C? Is that how we're going to do it now? Yeah, there are going to be people who are going to do that. That doesn't matter. They still deserve it.
No, they don't. Why should a person from Jamaica get reparations from America? First and foremost, I said that if you have a Jamaican mom and an American dad, what difference does it make if their son is right in the middle? He's born in America. This is the reason why I think And I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. Nobody should get nobody in this generation should get reparations. Reparations should go to the following generation. It should go to the following generation because y'all motherfuckers don't even know how to act. You just don't know how to act. What difference would it make if my father was from Nigeria, but my mom was from America? What difference would that make? That makes that if anything, everybody should get it. But then again, you're arguing and fighting because you have been done wrong for so long, and you don't own anything. You don't own and control nothing. Wasn't that the desire of Dr. Claude Anderson for Black Americans to own and control, or at least be competitive in something? You don't want to be competitive in anything. All day long, it's just infighting.
Okay, but the whole I haven't seen no thing. No, they didn't. That qualification. I want you to understand that qualification is an because they don't make the small hat community qualify. They don't make the Japanese community qualify. Well, I need to have a whole 10-year plan to figure out exactly where the reparations are gonna go. I need to find out, okay, well, what institution are you gonna build? We gotta map it out and prove that we're worthy of something that we are owed, which is what Umar was talking about. That's us verifying to him, because he's a big papa. Let him tell it. He's king unconscious. So according to him, he feels as if he needs to approve it. So we need to map out each and every single last one of us need to map out our individual 10, 15, 20-year plan for reparations in order for him.
No, that's not what he was saying. What he was saying was, of course, and again, it goes back further than before he was even saying all this. You had ample time. 20. Let's start 30 years. You had all this time during segregation, during the burning of Tulsa, Oklahoma, during the burning of or during the riots of Atlanta. What happened in Atlanta? What happened in Rosewood? You had all that time to come together, but at some point in time, it was a little bit of infighting, but not this much. And then somewhere in the 90s, it just went. And then here we are today. Here we are today and arguing about what? Something that the United States government? No, not the United States government. Who is your representative? The British. You think, first of all, do you think if, let's just say, and I know he wouldn't do this, Hakeem Jeffries, if Hakeem Jeffries were to sign off on reparations, sign off, just say, boom, there you have it, reparations. Yeah, we're going to get reparations. It ends up on Trump's desk. Do you think Trump is going to sign for reparations? How many of y'all think that be realistic? I think I understand what he was saying, but I don't think it's correct. It's past due. I don't give a fuck if it's past due. You ain't gonna get it. Don't look for it. Just don't look for it. If you're going to fight, you're going to fight. Or you can just kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. You have no grounds. You have no grounds. You have nothing to stand on. You're fucked. Your generation of kids are fucked unless you stop all this infighting. The more you come out of this, the more less of you is going to become. It's going to be like this. I don't know what to tell you. People have a problem with what Ifa had to say based on factual evidence that you're not going to get reparations based on factual evidence alone, and based on factual evidence that you have allowed yourself not to even say, okay, we can pause this shit for right now, right? We can just pause this infighting shit for right now. We can figure out who we are later. And then instead of being competitive, instead of fighting side by side with this enemy, because there's less of you now. You're gonna be doing this next year, the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. You're gonna keep going and going and going and going and going. And you're still going to be arguing about, where are my reparations? Where are my reparations? Where are my reparations? Where are my reparations? And if you lose your reparations, if you lose your whatever, how much it is per capita, because I know you wanted to go to the families, and you lose it, what is your son or your grandsons or your great grandsons gonna have? Nothing, because there's nothing to build upon it. At least when you get land, when you buy land, it's yours, and you can build upon it. But he's gonna say something dumb in a minute. Watch.
To give the green light on. Okay. I want to bring this other stuff up because all of this stuff is relevant, y'all. All of this stuff is relevant. Now, let's go to this clip. It was on a podcast with Daily Wrap-Up Crew. Remember, we did a live about this years ago, but it's important that we keep the receipts in mind. Let's play this.
So when I'm working on something, while he's working on something, there is no one problem at a time. That's ridiculous.
Right. So, what would be your solution to reparations, and how should that be?
Well, for me, a couple things. Number one, the psychological cost of reparations has not been effectively quantified yet. That's being left out of the conversation. You can get more for psychological damage than you could get for unpaid labor. You feel me? 246 years of unpaid labor, that's nothing compared to the psychological terrorism that white people has reaped on our ancestors. That's in our soul, in our DNA, in our blood. Right. I don't hear enough people talking about the psychological cost. That's your biggest pay.
Okay. No, it's not. That's incorrect. That's not how reparations has ever worked. Okay, when it comes to that. When the Japanese got their reparations, what the Japanese people did, because there was commissions and advocacy groups for Japanese people to get their reparations. It's very important that we know what has succeeded before, so we know what to do and what not to do. When the Japanese got their reparations, what they did is they calculated the damage that was done to their community by forcing people in the internment camps, all of the wealth that was lost, all of the money that was not compensated for. That's what they did to calculate how much the government had owed them in reparations. They didn't calculate by saying, well, my grandma was crying every single night, and I think she deserves $50,000 for each night. They didn't do that, okay? Because that's an endless argument. You can measure which group of people. Is Tom more psychologically damaged than Johnny? Is Johnny more psychologically damaged than Ashley? Is Ashley? But you can't measure that. That's a never-ending argument. What you can measure is the labor. What you can measure is the wealth. What you can measure is, if it didn't happen, where would this community be? That's what you can do. I'm gonna tell you this honest truth. We're gonna be honest tonight. A lot of the Pan-African stuff who wants us to do that stuff, they don't really want us to win. Honestly, they don't. That solution ain't gonna get us nowhere. Talking about the psychological damage, that's not going to get us to win. We're not going to win doing that. We're not. Okay? If we start calculating the psychological damage, there is no way we can actually have a set number of what we're going to pay out to people. You will never be able to agree upon that. Okay? Never. That's why we're going after the wealth. We know how much banks made. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan. We know how much money the insurance companies made. We know how much money was transported between the cotton going pretty much around the world. We know how much money the tobacco generated. We know how much money the sugar cane generated. We know how much money the slavery was worth. We know that. And that's what we're going for.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink of water.
So all of that, we got to talk about the psych. No. That's a trick bag to never get us anywhere.
Anyway.
Now, let's continue. That's a never-ending compensated for. That's what reparations has ever worked. Okay, when it comes to that. When the Japanese got their reparations, what the Japanese people did, because there was commissions and advocacy groups for Japanese people to get their reparations. It's very important that we know what has succeeded before, so we know what to do and what not to do. When the Japanese got their reparations, what they did is they calculated the damage that was done to their community by forcing people in the internment camps, all of the wealth that was lost, all of the money that was not compensated for. That's what they did to calculate how much the government had owed them in reparations. They didn't calculate by saying, well, my grandma was crying every single night and I think she deserves $50,000 for each night. They didn't do that, okay? Because that's an endless argument. You can't measure which group of people. Is Tom more psychologically damaged than Johnny? Is Johnny more psychologically damaged than Ashley? Is Ashley? But you can't measure that. That's a never-ending argument. What you can measure is the labor. What you can measure is the wealth. What you can measure is, if it didn't happen, where would this community be? That's what you can do. I'm gonna tell you this honest truth. We're gonna be honest tonight. A lot of the Pan-African stuff who wants us to do that stuff, they don't really want us to win.
That makes absolutely no damn sense. None. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, you can. What? Why don't just somebody just give them these for fucking reparations? Just get this shit over with. Because by God, if I have to hear one more nigga, I just don't have any words for this other than this. Pan-Africanness has been around before you, I. Basically, it all goes back to the 1600s. To be perfectly honest with you, you have civilizations, fought, bled, and died to build civilizations from within. in and not from without. But then again, it all goes back to slavery, and it all goes back to who enslaved who, how many slave ships hit the Americans, and which way. It always crosses that. Then you had to figure out your ancestors were, you were split apart. You were already split apart. You were bought, paid, sold. Your ancestors were bought, paid, and sold for. And then you had the nerve to preach all this red and blue Republican Democrat bullshit. Well, you used to be a Republican and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, under Jim.
Honestly, they don't. That solution ain't gonna get us nowhere. Talking about the psychological damage, that's not going to get us to win. We're not going to win doing that. We're not. Okay. If we start calculating the psychological damage, there is no way we can actually have a set number of what we're going to pay out to people. You will never be able to agree upon that. Okay? Never. That's why we're going after the wealth. We know how much money the banks made. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan. We know how much money the insurance companies made. We know how much money was transported between the cotton going pretty much around the world. We know how much money the tobacco generated. We know how much money the sugarcane generated. We know how much money the slavery was worth. We know that. And that's what we're going for. So all of that, we got to talk about the second. No. That's a trick bag to never get us anywhere. Now, let's continue.
right there. And when I say pay, I don't say cash because I think cash payment is a trap. I don't have a problem with cash being on the list, but it should not be primary, especially now because you have BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, who are about to float their own currency. They're going to tie it to the gold reserves in their countries, and that's going to drop the value of the dollar. So if the US dollar is about to plummet, why in the hell would you accept payment for your ancestors' dehumanization through a worthless American dollar? Money is a trap. But all these thirsty reparations people, all they want is some money. I mean, let's just be honest. Half the people talking about reparations just want to check. They have no vision for changing nothing for Black America. They have no history of grassroots struggle. They're YouTube
You don't. You simply don't. You don't want to grow. You don't want to grow. First of all, you don't want to grow morally, spiritually. That's the most important, is spirituality. You don't want to grow in that. You don't want to grow psychologically because you're psychologically damaged. I mean, you just have no impulse control whatsoever. You have no manners. You don't respect, some of you don't even respect Black women. But let it be that they put the money in the hands of the wrong person. It just, oh, me personally, I'm just sick and tired of all this infighting. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm really sick and tired of all this infighting. It does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. And this is the reason why you lose. And this is the reason why white folks, they glorify in your losing. They are literally sitting back and drinking whatever they drink. Hell, most of it is the actual drink that they drink is your blood, your bloodline. And you have nothing. You have nothing to go home to, nothing to show for. Oh, I was born here in America. You don't own it. Why don't you go back to Africa? I would love to go to Burkina Faso. I would love to go to Burkina Faso. Shouts out to the king. Shouts out to the king of Burkina Faso, Abraham Toure. Shouts out to that brother because he's getting it done. Kick the French out, and all them gay laws that Barack Obama put on Africa when he was in office. That's out. That's out. Now that's called power. What type of power does the FBA, the phony Black Americans, have? You ain't got no army. They do. You ain't got no military. They do. You ain't got no guns. They do. They are constantly building. They're building railroads. They're building street lines. They're building sewer lines for all that water to go somewhere. They're building. What are you doing?
opportunists, most of them. They're not deep thinkers.
I honestly don't think Black people would be financially responsible enough to, use that money. I think we just gonna get that money right back.
We are causing change. We are, which is another issue that I have with our approach to reparations.
Now, first off, people, period. Okay. And that is rooted in anti-Black racism. We have to understand the roots of that. The roots of, well, where are you going to spend that money? Where'd you get all that stuff? That's what got Tulsa, Oklahoma bombed. That's what got all of these other Black Wall Streets bombed and destroyed out of their envy and pocket watching. How did Madam C.J. Walker get all this money? Where are you getting all this money? How are the Negroes being so successful? All of the pocket watching that is specifically, exclusively done to us is anti-Black. So also the narrative that we're not really responsible with the money, the unwarranted supervision, the authority that they bestow on themselves to supervise us with our money is also anti-Black racism that they're internalizing and spewing out. No other group of people gets supervised with their finances the way we do.
It ain't got nothing to do with your finances, nigga. It has everything to do with your skin tone. It had everything to do with jealousy, envy. I guess you can put money in there. Because but then again, you were buying, selling, and trading with other ethnicities. You were buying and selling and trading with Asians and with whites. I believe it was somewhere around 1936. If you ever seen Rosewood, or if you ever seen Sinners, Sinners is a good prime example of them buying, selling, and trading. You buy from me, I buy from you. You buy from me, I sell from you. You sell from me, I buy from you. And they all kept to themselves. Asians were down the street, blacks were down the street, whites were down the street, and it was like damn near happy. Who wanted to do something similar to that? Oh, Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton, 21-year-old guy, had what Tariq introduced a couple of years ago in the real Rainbow Coalition, full of blacks, Latinas, Asians, and Hispanics coming together as one, buying, trading, and selling. But I guess J. Edgar Hoover had other plans. Yeah, I don't see the question. We do have something to stand on. Other races have received reparations from U.S. Okay, you. So your idea is to follow what everybody else has done, or rather, I said that all wrong. Your thing, Barb, is just because everybody else got their reparations, it also means black people in this country, in the United States of America, should get reparations. Am I getting that right? We do have something to stand. We who? I don't know if you're talking to me or you talking to somebody, but last time I checked, I was black. Last time I checked, I was melanated. Last time I checked, I was an African descendant of a tribe I'm not going to even tell you about because you would feel some type of way. We black Americans. So you black Americans have something to stand on because of other nations. Does that make any type of sense? You know what? I'm gonna let you have that one.
These people blow their money on ridiculous, crazy stuff. Yet you don't even know how much money they make a year. We talk about the black community makes what, a couple $1 trillion. I think at this point, what, 2 to 4 trillion. Let's say. How much money do Asian Americans make? Do any about that? No. How much money does Arab Americans make? Does anybody talk about that? No. White American? No. Nobody talks about Hispanic Americans. No. Nobody talks about how much money any other community makes. It doesn't matter to them because they are not financially supervised the way we are. All this financial supervision and then micromanaging and nitpicking. Okay. We got businesses. We got black-owned businesses. We've had Black Wall Streets. We've had black this. We've had black.
Had. Key word is had. You had black businesses. And they were strategically burned down. Did you rebuild those businesses? No. Did you take over the business that your great-grandpa or your grandpa have given you? Or did you sell them like BET was sold to Viacom? Why should any one of our if you still have them, that's a blessing. But why should any of your grandparents who have built something waste their time on an ignorant, degenerate prick like you who is only going to sell it for money? I thought wealth was important. Obviously, it's not, because wealth, we rarely have that. We don't even know how to pass the dollar bill around 8 to 12 times. So it would generate over time. We don't even know how to do that. We can't even agree on something. We can agree on some things.
This. The narrative that we are not financially literate stems from the fact that black people are not responsible, stems from the anti-black narrative stemming from slavery and rooted in white supremacy, that black people, specifically foundational black Americans, need to be supervised. Okay. It puts us in this very childish kind of character, that black people are not as smart as other people. Black people are not as responsible as other people, okay? You're treating the black community as if we're adolescents, that other people who are the adults to come in as the authority and supervise.
No, he's not treating you like anything, sir. You're doing that with all this infighting. Tether, 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 tether. Dude, you're not coming on my radio, dude, and you're not going to say anything. Boom. You need to go back to your own homeland. You need to go back into your own homeland. Why are you coming over here? You African booty scratcher. You African booty scratcher. Ain't nothing different. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. You here fighting all day long over some nonsense, and on top of that, you would literally get into altercations with your own family. Because come to find out, if your family tree, because y'all proclaim to not have immigrants in your family, I find one on your mama's side or on your daddy's side, and that's a big ass tree whether it be Irish, whether it be Hispanic, whether it be Indian, whether it be Samoan, or Pomeranian, or however it was called. If I find any of these things, including African, Jamaican, Haitian, British, if I find any of these things in your lineage, in your family tree, you are the biggest hypocrite, because everybody has somebody of African descent in their family. African descent or not, they have somebody in their family who the white man has raped and had a kid with, and ultimately became your cousin, your third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh generational cousin. On my father's side, I have a second generational, I think it's second or third generational cousin, and he's white. Why? How? Why? Because of white man. Duh.
So all of that, I don't think we're responsible. That's rooted in anti-black racism. But we got a lot to cover, y'all. We really do. We really do. We got a lot to cover. Y'all, please make sure y'all hit that like button.
I don't know.
We come together
It's not the
and
smoke.
choose people to represent us in this conversation and in this negotiation. Who is it though? People are self-electing themselves. You know why? Because we are disorganized. So before there's any reparations conversation, before there's any organize and elect the people we want to represent us. You just can't have somebody on YouTube popping up, I'm the face, I'm the face. That's why Black America always gets exploited. Because we are disorganized, anybody can claim to be the leader. You can go out here right now and say you're the leader of Black America, and guess what? Nobody's probably going to oppose you because we are so disorganized, and a disorganized people are ripe for opportunists. Opportunists love disorganization because it gives you the right to do anything and not be held accountable for it. So number one, we need to be organized. And until we get organized, there should be no conversation on reparation. Because I'm going to tell you what the white man going to do. We already know what he's going to do.
Okay. We need to be organized. So we are gaining more by everybody being the leader. The lineage is the leader. Why is the lineage the leader? Because the lineage is led by the code. Everybody here who is following the code, because the code is the true leader. The code is what guides, it dictates what we do and what we don't do. And everybody following that, we're seeing more progress being made in the community. What he wants is the leaders, which is not going to happen and is going to be very ineffective and counterproductive if we did that. No other community does that. You can't tell me who the leader of the Hispanic community is. You can't do that. Who is the Latino leader? I'm not talking about politicians or celebrities. Give me the Latino leader. You can't find one. You have maybe different organizations or something of the sort. But
no, that's unrealistic what you're saying. But let me let me preface by saying this. That was totally funny what he just said. He's like, the code is the leader. Hey, Code. Hey, what's up, Code? Hey, Code. Hey, you gonna get these reparations. You gonna get reparations. Oh, the code. How many of y'all believe in the code? How many of y'all in the chat believe in the code? The code. What code? You can't even go on. The code. The code is our leader. Funny. I'm sorry. That was just funny. I'm sorry. It was just funny. It's just funny how it sounded. There's a code is our leader. Because everybody follows us. Everybody follows the same code, and we all is the leaders. Again, you got one person. You can't even make up. You don't even know who you are. You can't even make up in your mind if you want. You talk reparations, but then you want to overthrow the government. You want to take over, you want to overthrow and take over the government with 5,000 people, is what I heard. This is what I heard. Who gonna cut the check? Cut the check. Who gonna cut the check? Trump ain't gonna cut the check. Gavin Newsom ain't gonna cut the check. And if we're really gonna be funny, you think Jasmine Crockett's gonna cut the check? She don't have the ability to. She can't even make that decision. JD Vance, is JD Vance gonna cut the check? Who's gonna cut you a check? Who's gonna cut you a check? And for how much? Who's gonna cut you a check? Put it in the chat right now. Who's gonna cut them a check? Give me some names. Give me some names. Who's gonna cut them a check? I heard some Anderson dude say the same thing. If it's Trump, if it's this person, if it's that, who gonna cut you a check? Trump gonna look at you and laugh and say, "Get the hell out of my face." Is Obama gonna cut you a check? Uh-oh, we get deep. Are the Clintons gonna cut you a check? Are you gonna promote somebody from the party? Are you gonna promote somebody from the Republican Party? Who gonna cut you a check? Just saying.
You don't find a Latino leader because they don't do that, because there in their community, it's a code of conduct. Who is the Japanese leader in America? The Japanese American leader, Asian American leader, not a celebrity or politician, the leader. You can't find it because communities don't do that. They don't say that this is our leader and we follow him as if we're in some type of organization. Even back during the civil rights movement, we recognized Dr. King was a leader, but there were other leaders in the civil rights movement. He was not.
Yeah, he was a leader, but he also had people in place to follow a certain direction, a certain code. Y'all Negroes don't know where to go. Whenever you call up, whenever I hear these people online, it almost seems like they're defeated. They're just completely defeated. I forgot what it's called, but I think it's like defeat syndrome or something. I had it written down somewhere. I had it written down. I forgot what it was, but these people, how they talk, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. And it don't matter how long and strong you think you are, you're going to end up in the same position. How do I know? It happened to Adolph's. And Yvette Cornell is still talking in her basement. No disrespect to the sister, but at least she doesn't do what you guys do on a daily basis, which is talk about tethers all day and follow a nigga who completely just duped all of you. Anyway, why did you have this while I'm at work? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to go live later? This is a good live, but the office is busy and I'm probably missing your answer. You're fine. You're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine because none of this makes it. And you know what? I think me and Philly Phil and DJ Genesis, I think we ought to do a live stream together and call ourselves the Tether Crew. The tethers. You know, tether means stealing, right? How is it I was born and raised in the United States of America, and I'm considered a tether? How? How? I bet you I'll get reparations before you do. Oops.
The sole person. He was not the only leader there. There were other leaders, other organizers, other organizations there. All right. And everybody was moving in unison to Black empowerment. Okay. So the whole we need a leader before we can get organized. No, that's wrong.
He's gonna look for people. He's gonna give the reparations to them, and he's gonna dictate how they use the reparations. Y'all follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So he's not sweating this. He said, okay, this is how y'all want to handle this? No organization, no conversation. Just a few, okay, well, let me select him because I know I own him. Let me select him. I know I own him. And y'all gonna use this money just for basketball and football. You understand me?
Right.
It'll be a joke.
Right.
No, that wouldn't happen because you wouldn't give reparations to a few people. And he's saying pointing themselves to be the leader. Nobody is saying they're the leader. Nobody is saying they're the leader. The only person who remotely close to talk about he's a leader is Dr. Umar. Let's think about that. But there's people on YouTube claiming to be the leader. Who? Oh, maybe Yvette Carnell. But who? Think about that. Dr. Umar is the only one going around talking about he's the leader, he's the biggest, he's the baddest, he's the this, he's the... Nobody else is doing that. And the reparations, like I said, that whole narrative, if they would only give it to a few people, the community wouldn't allow that. That's what you would want. Because if there was a leader, then they would give it to the leader, and the leader would have to distribute that among the community. What we're saying is, no, don't give it to one person or an organization. You have to give it to each individual person of the lineage. That way it can't be messed up.
That's not gonna happen. Gonna happen. Number one, white folks are not going to allow you to crash the United States as all. I mean, they're already bankrupt. They're already overlapped as it is. The United States is in debt already. So what makes you think? What makes you think they're gonna do that? Little word of advice: get it out the mud. Get it out the mud. Earn it. Earn it, niggas. Earn it. Earn your shit. Get your ass up off of your ass expecting that this is what these FBA do all day. My check come in the mail yet? Check. Daddy, why you up? Waiting for my reparations. Go back to the mailbox. Off check. Dang. Y'all wouldn't even know what to do with the check. Case in point. You remember in the pandemic where you had the stimulus packages? Y'all spent them bitches. Don't lie. Don't lie. Y'all spent each and every single penny of that money. Each and every single penny. And y'all remember them PPP loans, right? You remember them PPP loans? Y'all was buying Cadillacs. Y'all was buying Starbuckses. Y'all was living until y'all had to pay all that back. Yep. One of the sisters, I think one of the sisters did time in jail and had to pay what, $300,000 or something like that. I was like, you better start an OnlyFans. You better start an OnlyFans. Them niggas was spending on them stimulus checks. And then, well, that's bad enough. That's bad enough. But Trump promised to give y'all Negroes $2,000 per family. I was just like, no lie, y'all. No lie. I was just like y'all. I was like, waiting on my stimulus. Open up the mailbox. Dang, nothing. Daddy, what are you still doing up? Cook-a-doodle-doo. Cook-a-doodle-doo. Waiting on my stimulus. Run to the mailbox. No stimulus. Y'all need to cut this shit out. All right. I'm done with this shit here. I'm done with this. No. Let me see. There was and this is one of the reasons why you ain't gonna get reparations, because y'all don't know how to start off a civil conversation. You know. This is how it starts off.
Them to co-opt, sabotage, and counter our reparations. About Dr. Kubar, COINTEL Johnson, his new agenda, he talking about that he about to counter response FBA, that he's starting his movement, DAFA, talking about descendants of African freedmen in America. Also another agenda to co-opt, sabotage, and counter our reparations. So just like the Zondo person that we took down trying to say indigenous Africans. So I wanted you to go ahead and elaborate with that. I wanted to get you up to par.
Shout out to my sister Natural. You already know. Shout out to the family, but let's take it to the streets. Family, these individuals think they slick. See, what happened is that we done shut the door on all these individuals with gatekeeping. So now what we're seeing is the folks trying to crawl through the window. This is the tethers trying to crawl through the window era. See, they used to just walk in the door and the Democratic shields will open it and they just trolley on in. But since we done shut that down, the back door, these MFers is trying to come down the chimney. This is what it is when you out here regulating. These people trying to get in the house, but they just know there ain't no access. So no fam, they're gonna be trying to come up through the nooks and crannies and all of that. Wes Moore, this man got completely exposed for being the tether that he is. And family, if Hakeem Jeffries is the dollar store Obama, what's this man, the Dollar General? Like, I don't know. This mother, the 2-cent Obama. They all the same way and they all got the same game. Now, when you start talking about the diaspora, you got to start talking about these scammers. And when you start talking about the scammers, you can start at Dr. Kubar Vasquez. And he's always been this way. This man now.
What did the Japanese do with their reparations? I don't know. Did something very useful. Something seldomly black people don't do. I guess it's something that we seldomly don't do. Does that not answer your question?
What he's trying to do, family, he's trying to hijack the foundational Black American grassroots movement, a movement in which he has always been against. Don't be against it, and now you want to be a part of it and remix it. And by the way, the DAFA, whatever the hell, it don't rhyme.
Why would Ifa be against your lame ass movement? Why would he waste his first of all, why would he waste his time? He don't know you, and you don't even know yourself. As a matter of fact, let me reverse that. No one knows you. You tried appearing on Fox. Fox made fun of you. You were all happy when Tucker Carlson called y'all out and said, that's our gut group right there. I like that group. They're very savvy. They ain't gonna get shit, but they're very savvy people. I like that group. And all of a sudden, oh my God, we made it. We made it. A white man shouted us out. A white man. Wow. We're going to the top, bro. FBA for life.
It ain't slick, ain't got a pop to it, ain't no pizzazz. It's just another corny, weak, broke down slang coming from a scam African. You ain't nowhere near on our level. Dr. Kubar is a waste for the Black American community. He's already been disqualified from anything. I don't want Dr. Kubar to have any type of saying or doing. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really starting to believe that some of them folks are sitting in Dr. Kubar Vasquez. I'm starting to believe that.
Yeah, with all due respect, can I speak? I haven't spoken since I was
No. Don't ever cut Black off.
Yeah.
Wait. Hell no. You wait when I'm
your
talking.
mind, Dr. Love? Have you lost your mind?
Don't ever interrupt me. Don't ever interrupt Black off. Hell no.
I just want to say that you sound like
I don't care. I'm talking. I didn't tell you that for you to tell me you're going to do it anyway. Be quiet when I'm talking. There's a line here.
Yeah, you sound like an unsuccessful celebrity.
Yeah, I am very successful. I'm the number one activist on the planet, and you're not successful. So be quiet when I'm talking. You don't interrupt nobody ever when they speak. Point blank, bottom line. We don't play patty cake.
No, I'm saying you are an unsuccessful celebrity. Not.
Well, you are an unsuccessful TikToker because now my sister just dropped you. So
sure the hell did. We don't play those games over here. You don't come in here and disrespect my brother ever.
Damn, almost like as soon as I start talking about Dr. Kubar.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they about to turn up now.
See what I mean? You're holding on. You're in fear of losing something that you're not gonna get. You're not gonna get. What's the song from? Who sung that song? Never gonna get it, 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 never get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Who sung that song? Well, it wasn't SWV. Who sung that song? I don't know why they're calling me. Who sung that song? I need to know who sung that song, y'all. In Vogue sung that song. I ought to play this for these niggas.
They waited for you to come in here, which is good. They about to turn up. Feelings is getting good.
I'm on one today. I told you I'm on my DMX today. You know what I'm saying? So we rocking. Let's go. Anytime just come on down. This is what we talking about, family. These individuals got to be in our spaces. They don't conduct themselves with any type of decorum or grace. Foundational Black Americans, what pisses everybody off is look how we speak to each other. Look how we handle each other. Look how we coexist with one another. They don't do that. They come off mics, they complain, they gripe, they fuss.
Yeah, you act like assholes. You act just like the fucking Klan. Take it however you want, but it is what it is. I mean, you do relate your relation, as you put it, you relate to the Americans. You don't relate to Africans because you don't relate to nobody over there, even though your skin tone is just like theirs. And you probably, if you found out that you had African blood, would you probably do anything to rip that bitch right out? Shame on you. Shame.
Look right now as you see Westmore acting like he's a Black American got exposed. Dr. Kubar still in foundational Black American talking points. Now he want to be a freedman. This motherfucker ain't never said nothing about no freedman. Now he wants to be one. This clown right here who just popped up a minute ago. These people are dusty, musty, and always rusty. And this is why we've been exposing these individuals for exactly who the hell they are. F them. That's just how we rocking, fam. And don't let people come around here and start talking the game of delineation, but it's got a hell of a lot of Pan-African in it. This is
the same Negro that wears glasses in the dark. This is the same Negro that wears glasses, ain't no sunlight. Hey, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to Gentle. I'm gonna say this in fairness to those FBAs who don't do this type of shit. But then again, you're suffering from an identity crisis. You're definitely suffering from an identity crisis. You don't know, y'all. Who was the brother? Brother Hotep. Shouts out to Brother Hotel. He said, "You are suffering from an identity crisis." Next year, you're gonna be from foundational Black Americans to stolen Africans. We're stolen Africans, y'all. We don't need our reparations.
We are now. FBA has become popularized. How do you know this? Is because it got so popular. Dr. Umar Johnson now is trying to.
It only got popularized because you stole it from Adolf's, of course.
Remix it and spin it with an African twist. Fam, I came up with a term just last night after we got off the broadcast, and I'm going to say it again. What these people are ancestral kidnappers. They want to kidnap the legacy of our ancestors and take it back to where they come from. These are kidnappers. These are lineage kidnappers. This is what they do. This is grassroots talking point kid.
Nigga, you came from that same lineage. Dum dum. Your ancestor too. Like I said, don't be surprised. I would not be surprised if I didn't find not one goddamn African in your family.
Kidnappers, narrative kidnappers. What they all want to do, my good brothers and sisters, they want to take what we create. And all they are is nothing more than your typical kidnapper.
What the fuck have you created? Please tell me, what have you, Mr. Glow in the Dark, have created? What did your big, thick, foreheaded ass have ever created in your life? You have never created anything of a substance. And you know what? I'm going to say this one time. I wish Chaotic Truth was here. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. I don't. Chaotic Truth is on y'all heads. I don't like the idea, but fam, you didn't invent shit. You didn't create shit. You didn't invent the traffic light, the refrigerator. You didn't invent GPS. You didn't invent the fountain pen. You didn't invent air conditioning, the fire escape, the railway communication system, the bottle cap, the toilet, the ironing board, the lawnmower, the envelope seal, the pencil sharpener, pressure cooker. You didn't even invent the goddamn helicopter. But yet you're coming over and making live streams and yelling out foundational Black Americans. They're disrespecting us. They don't like us. Who are you? You don't even know who you are.
They prey on people. They stalk people. Why do you think tethers are always stalking us, fam? Think about a tether. And don't they have the same attributes as a kidnapper? Don't they, fam? They stalk. They always riding around in their little vans, seeing what Black Americans.
Okay, this is where the delusion comes in. Don't nobody bother you. Don't nobody know who you are. You're rising up. We're rising up every single day. FBA's rising up every single day. Yeah, online. Okay, so every now and again you go to a specific location where there's 15 of you? And go foundational Black Americans.
Are doing. They out here really trying to kidnap our ancestral presence. They're trying to kidnap our lineage, heritage, and culture and take it back to where they go. You got to view tethers from now on as kidnappers. They're ancestral kidnappers, they're lineage kidnappers, and they're cultural kidnappers. Dr. Kubar Vasquez is a bum, and he's worthless to the foundational Black American community because when I look, nothing he says is in any way, shape, or form contributing to the foundational Black American community.
Can you debate him? Can you debate Dr. Umar? Can you debate in anything that he states? No, I don't think you can, because nothing that you said has been tried and proved. And when you mention something about his school, at least he has a building. At least he has a building. I'm going to say it again. At least he has a building. What do you have again? Wait, hold on. You work for a boss that works for a boss that works for another boss. He don't work for nobody and owns his own shit. What do you own again? What do you own and control? Oh, that's what the hell I thought.
I know a 15-year-old that lives down the street from me, and this young brother contributes more to our community in terms of uplifting and inspiring and just putting out good energy than Dr. Umar does.
I expect for the youth. I expect for the youth to go around and uplift and inspire people for whatever they do, a paper route or whatever the case may be. I expect that. That's what I would like to see, love to see. But what I don't like is they'll have to suffer from all this infighting and everyone separating from each other. We can't continuously, we can't keep doing this. Otherwise, we're going to be extinct. There's no unity. There's no unifying in anything because you want to delineate because you are scared of white people. You are literally scared of white people. And I'm just not talking about just regular white folks. I'm talking about the white folks that got you in their pocketbook. And they can shut this shit off anytime they want. And your dumbass had to go on and is going to try to separate or delineate from each other simply because you got one person in possibly the African diaspora or whatever they call that shit, or you got somebody from Jamaica or Haiti, or I heard the lady said that you were a black something, I don't know. Oh, one out of how many? One out of a million. Ooh, one out of a million called you a tar baby. One out of a million called you a ugly black American or whatever the hell she said. Ooh, wow. One person. And you're going to put that one person and put them in the rest of the bunch. Now all of us are bad. All of us don't like you because all of us called you akatas. Who cares? Bunch of pussies.
Dr. Kubar, he runs around here and it's always spite towards us. And then he always makes a little caveat and says, well, I'm talking about both sides. At last minute, you've been talking about black Americans. Don't give me an hour and a half of disrespecting us and then 3 seconds of saying it's all equal and expect me to think it's all equal. It's not. We kicking that stuff to the goddamn curb. That ain't never going to fly over here. And I'm starting to wonder if this individual's getting broke off that damn bag. That's really what it's starting to come to, because now he's getting a real strange energy where he's starting to use talking points. And I warned everybody about this 3 years ago. I said eventually the dominant society is going to come and they're going to start being opposition towards us, but they're going to use Dr. Umar as a point. For instance, remember, Dr. Johnson and Roland Martin both have the same reparations agenda for black Americans.
No.
Dr. Umar Johnson and Roland Martin are both Caribbean tethers. All right, let's go there, family. And I've never met nobody who's certified who's on the same page with reparations as Roland Martin. As a matter of fact, Dr. Umar has the same reparations idea as Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, Roland Martin, and Dr. Umar all have the same approach towards reparations. They're all against it. But Dr. Umar becomes for reparations when it's for Africans. If it's for Africans, oh, he's all for it. See, the games where...
He never said he was against reparations. See, you like to take things and you like to just copy or you like to take things and spin it however you want to spin it. Which is fine. But he never said that he was against reparations. Obama said he was against reparations, but Ifi, no. He just knows how you're going to spin it. He knows if you get it now, you're going to regret it later because you have nothing of substance. You have no industry. By 2050, and I hope this doesn't happen. I hope I'm wrong about this, but in 2050, you will be a memory. Gadish. You will be a memory. Especially with all this interracial dating going on. This nigga here, boss hog, watch your mouth. FBA for FBA. I kick FBA straight in its asshole while I'm playing PlayStation and watching my kids play with Japanese people, so I can give less of a fuck about FBAs. You phony black Americans. Jeez, I wish some Jamaicans were here. I get along with everybody. Jamaicans, Haitians. I get along with everyone. There's not one. I hadn't had one. I can't even remember. I never had not one Jamaican, Haitian, African, anyone who spoke Creole, who spoke Igbo, who spoke Swahili. I've met them all. Met them all. And guess what? They ain't do shit to me. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Ice Show Speed. I definitely want to give a shout out to Ice Show Speed because literally what he did, what was depicted of Africa, was right on the money and right on time. But of course, you're gonna have every Negro, you're gonna have a Negro, a nigger, a Negro always messes it up for everybody. Why do you fear yourself? That is the most ignorant thing you can do, is to fear what is so glorified about you, especially when you are at 100% practicing your Africanity. Grow the fuck up. FBA nigga. Grow the fuck up. Get over it. You're not going to get money. Get it out the fucking mud. You phony black Americans. Damn, I'm thirsty. Y'all thirsty?
They don't say nothing about the people who disrespect us, but yet they want to focus in on us. Some days it's over. You ain't seen Dr. Kubar, none of these scam Africans coming out here going in on that dusty little tether, eating them mud pies, calling us dirty black Americans. You ain't seen the Pan-African community say nothing. That's very similar to.
Wow, one person said dirty black Americans. Ooh, and everybody said, whoa, why are you saying like that? Are we sensitive now? Oh, are we sensitive because one black woman called you a dirty black American, and we super sensitive now? I didn't know that was your name. It ain't what they call you, is what you answer to. Y'all some silly. Good luck.
The Democratic Party. When a Democrat or a liberal practices anti-Black American racism, the Democrats get quiet. No longer are we going to sit here and watch people who pretend to crusade for us, but allow all these people to disrespect us. That right there is exposure. And not only are we putting you on that Summer Jam screen, family, we got a big ass spotlight, and we putting that spotlight on everybody. We checking every.
Oh, you don't put this on the Summer Jam. And along with that, you're not gonna get reparations because your representative ain't gonna get it to you. Who gonna, again? It goes back to my question: who's gonna get you reparations? Who's gonna cut you a check? Who's gonna cut you a check? Hmm? Who is going to cut you a check?
Body with all the intentions and whatever they got, and we letting it be known and extra clear that if you ain't certified foundational Black American, you cannot speak on certified foundational Black America. And now with all this remixing and retwisting, here you go. I want everybody to think about this as well. Didn't we expose these folks running around here talking about
Look, ma'am, I'm not gonna keep answering that question time and time again. Every time you ask me,
foundational African?
shut up. I'm not gonna keep answering that question. It just is what it is. It is what it is. You don't like it? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. But seriously, I've answered that question before. If Obama it was against referendum, there's a lot of things about Obama that you don't know about. But I'm not gonna throw that out there. I'm not gonna throw it out there. He said it himself that he doesn't issue apology for slavery. Obama, your president.
Didn't we expose people running around here talking about some foundational German, foundational Ukrainian? What's any different from what Dr. Umar's doing now? Ain't it the same thing? And here's the thing, Umar, if what we was doing was so wrong and what we was doing was so bad and divisive, then why the hell are you trying to have your version of it? Your bootleg broke down knockoff version. I thought it was bad. So now you're contradicting yourself. You said that FBA was so bad of a thing. You said FBA was so divisive. So why are you trying to come up with your?
It is divisive because of what you do. Any and all the time. We're just trying to get rid of all the bad. See, it was like there are ways to go about things. But again, you following your fearless leader, and he does what he does, you're gonna do is copy and paste. Whatever your fearless leader, Tariq, does, you're going to follow each and every step of the way. If he beats off, you gonna beat off right with him. Foundational Black Americans. That's what you do. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't your fearless leader, Tariq, praise Trump? Boy, I have a great deal of respect for those individuals who don't. I have more respect for Adolfs than anything. Why? Because they don't do this type of shit. They don't. They don't. You hardly hear, if you hear from Yvette, you hear from Yvette and Tone Talks and nobody else. You got a lineup of niggas waiting to get paid. And they're going to be in that line for a very, 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 very long time. But again, going back to Adolf's, at least I can have a conversation with Adolf's. You can't have a conversation with foundational black Americans. I mean, they just got the pacifier in their mouth. You take it, you took away my pacifier.
Version of it. What it really is, you're upset that them handcuffs is getting closer because people seeing you done scammed out. The foundational black American community don't rock with you. And that scam Africanism that you're talking about ain't been able to save you. You got kids who is in daycare and them kids is graduating college now. And you still ain't got the school open. You may run that game on them where every 6 months you come out and you say, the school is done. It's over now, y'all. How many times have y'all seen the school is done video post from Dr. Umar? What he done did that 15, 20 times now? Y'all remember when he first got the school or the bandit building? He had that whole thing with music playing in the background. He was kind of trying to make it look like he was rubbing it in our face. I told y'all, for all the haters. Let me tell you what Dr. Umar is going to do. He's going to come out now and he's going to talk about the school being done. And then as soon as he said the school's done, he's going to say how renovation didn't pass inspection because it was a black inspector. Mind you, Dr. Kubar fails at building this and he always blames black folks for it. You know what's that? You know what's that? Well, it was the damn black folks who wouldn't let me build it. It was the black folks who didn't give me the money. Dr. Kubar Vasquez is an op.
Again, he has a building. Where's yours? He has a building. Where's yours? As a matter of fact, it's 4 buildings, 2 schools. Where's yours? I'll be waiting on that answer.
Straight up and down. And it is what it is. And he represents the old, outdated guard, the same exact way where we seen Jesse Jackson and the African American be completely canceled out. That's the same exact way with Dr. Kubar Vasquez and Pan-Africanism. Fam, I want you to see into the future right now. I want you to close your eyes and see into the future. You don't need a crystal ball for this. You don't need Miss Cleo for this. I want you to see what Dr. Kubar is going to look like in about 15 to 20 years. He's going to be that old dashiki wearing, gray hair, gray beard, gray mustache, Pan-African, still selling dreams about things that never happened. Y'all seen it.
And y'all going to be pretty much a dying breed. Call it whatever you want. That's what you're going to be. A dying breed waiting on that check line. We're going to get our, just relax. We're going to get our check, y'all. 2032. Line getting shorter and shorter. What happened to Elroy? Oh, he passed away. What happened to Keisha? She couldn't stop getting pregnant. What happened to Johnny? Oh, he got killed in a drive-by. Oh, more reparations for me. Excuse me, I want my reparations check. You don't have it? But wait, we were here for 2 decades. We've been in this line for 2 decades waiting for this check. About to be 3 decades. We've been waiting in line waiting for this check. And then you're gonna have people that say like this, get it out the mud. You had 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years learning lessons, unlearning what you have learned, just learning lessons of what to do and what not to do. And the one thing and what not to do, you're doing it right now, and that's selling out your people for a bunch of crumbs. Garish.
Before, how many times you watch somebody from the 60s and 70s and they got all these ideas, and then you fast forward to the 2000s and they old, they ain't got no energy, and they still telling the same story that never happened. Everybody knows that it never worked out but they won't admit it. That's Dr. Kubar Vasquez here. And I say the next 15 to 20 years, he's still going to be talking about a school that ain't open. He's still going to be talking about some utopia of Pan-Africanism. He's still going to be a hater, and he's still going to be irrelevant. His fall off has to be studied, because what it really is that this man has nothing more than insecurities because he hasn't been able to build. Now he gets mad because we talk about how Africans can't build their homeland.
Have you been to Kenya? There are parts of Kenya that are nice, and there's certain parts of Kenya that I wouldn't mind living in. Have you been to Senegal? Senegal is nice. Have you been to Ghana? My aunt's been to Ghana hundreds of times. Beautiful landscape, beautiful. See, you're used to seeing what you wish you were able to build, and that is Dubai. You want that Dubai look. Dubai is pretty nice, but the people who own and control that place, that's all you see is just landscape after landscape, just beautiful land, clean water, cars for days, Bugattis, Ferraris, Corvettes, whatever you want, they got. Good food, good life. Gotta follow by their rules, though. Gotta follow by their rules. You see, you live in the United States of America where you have no choice but to play by their rules, not yours. You don't own and control shit. The only thing that you own and control is your own ass. And you getting upset at Dr. Umar for, I know you're trying hard to play this game. But the reality is you can't win. You can't beat him, and you're not going to beat him simply because you can't debate him. You can't debunk him on anything that he states. You can't out-educate him. And apparently, I'm not trying to downplay anyone's education, but just like Charlie Kirk and Dean Withers, if you would like to debate him, maybe you can settle a debate. Why do I bother to keep asking the same question over and over again, Barb? Really? What does he own and control? The building that he has is paid for. He owns and controls that building. And I would have to say, I want to be in that gymnasium. I want to be in a small gymnasium, play basketball, and that gymnasium that he got is pretty goddamn nice. I have to say. Now, if the high school wasn't all that condemned, then I would have been like, let's get the high school gym fixed up. But they probably gonna have to tear it down and build it back up again. But that's okay. You still got the small school, and he still got the small gym. And that gymnasium is just big as shit. I remember there was a point in time where it was flooded full of water. Got the water out, redid the pipes and everything. Now it's just repainted it, and now, boom. You have never answered that.
Well, he's a scam African who's from the Caribbean, and he hasn't been able to build a school family. He always talks about institutions. Y'all tell me what institution he has built. Tell me. And then I'm going to ask you, what activism has Dr. Kubar Vasquez did? Somebody's going to say, well, Dr. Kubar did this. Dr. Kubar can't see Black Alpha, and that's just the Black Alpha from 2025. I ain't even got to go there and add no other years. I seen the vice president 3 times, vice president 2 times. I've been on the scene of 2 hate crimes, spoke at the largest reparations rally in American history. I've also spoke at reparations task force all throughout the United States. What has Dr. Umar did? Made a TikTok and told everybody that his school is open for the 87th time. This man is a tether, and his talking points sound like the tether cracks. And now him trying to come up with a broke down bootleg version of FBA, that's just confirmation that he lost. Dr. Umar, you shouldn't be sitting here talking about no damn DAFA and all this stuff. What you should be talking about right now is how Africa is in turmoil and you need to be over there fixing the Africa that you love so much. That's what it really is.
How's Africa in turmoil? Did we not forget about our fearless young leader, Abraham Traore, and what a terrific job that he's doing? There's no turmoil. They read into whatever they want to read. There's nothing wrong with Africa. Nothing wrong. Now there are other parts, but I mean, he did shut down the borders so they can get their shit in order, and quite frankly, they're doing just fine. But it takes a bimbo and his boyfriend to talk shit about the diaspora. Wrong move, asshole. Wrong move. But I'll give you this. If you want to separate that bag, do yourself a favor and go over there to them white folk. See how they treat you. And by the way, you might want to put on that white sheet just in case you feel kind of anxious and, glorified or whatever. Because there was a person in the Ku Klux Klan that was black and was the leader of the Green Dragons at one point in time until he retired. Because that's what you remind me of. You remind me of the Klan because of your disownment of your Africanity. You just separate yourselves literally from your Africanity. Separate yourselves literally from people who look like you. Just because they called you a name. Oh, tag, you're it. You sound fucking stupid. But times change. The moon, the stars, the sun is still gonna keep on shining. The moon's gonna rise, and you're gonna wake up still broke. Still broke. But it's all good. It's all good. All good. I'm not mad. I'm laughing actually. Because this is a way, but let me not I want to get to Mr. Lucas in a minute. I want to get to Mr. Lucas because Mr. Lucas is doing a fabulous job. Fabulous job indeed.
Yes. Because if you love Africa so much, shouldn't Africa have been able to fund your school? Family, we could sit here for 30 days and talk about all the inconsistencies of Dr. Kubar Vasquez, but we ain't got that kind of time. So let's just fast forward to it. And now,
actually, people from Africa has donated to him. So yeah, thank you for that. And they have donated to him. I donated to him at one point in time until I got to do it. But now I'm out of the situation. I'm in a new crib, so I think I will donate a little bit here and a little bit there to E5. It's way overdue. But a lot of people from different parts of Africa and the Caribbean and other places have donated to him. Thank you for the reminder.
Now the fact that he's out here trying to run with our style, as we call them, swagger jackers. This is
You were swagger jacking Yvette Carnell's movement. Swagger Jacker. Yvette Cornell came out with Adolph's, and then of course Tawit snap, copy, paste Foundational Black Americans. And y'all been infighting with each other ever since. I bet you if I can get Yvette Cornell onto my page, we can have on my show, we can have a awesome conversation versus a nigga from the FBA. I'm not saying I don't, but most of y'all niggas, no, y'all don't deserve it. You too much of this impulse control. Not enough of it.
Exactly what scam Africanism.
A very closed-minded. There it was. FBA is a very closed-minded group. Very closed-minded. It's always I. It's like I have suffered for so long, and then finally you put the we in there. We ain't going for no we suffering. We doing it. We. Who is we? Who is we? And then you got other bums who used to be strippers, not saying any names, but these same strippers who hated black men and date nothing but white men all of a sudden are FBAs for life. And I'm a grifter.
Has done to these people. Now they're realizing the fact that that FBA train that they was having their little fingers crossed and they was begging and hoping that it would go away. Now they're realizing it's not going away. It's getting stronger. So they're doing.
Yeah, you still ain't gonna get them. But like I said, let's see here. I gotta get to Mr. Lucas.
People have been calling themselves a lot. Black American, African American, FBA, ADOS, Native Black American. I get it. They're all the same lineage.
Right. I know that they're the same lineage, but the reason why I feel like we have to come up with this delineation term, not delineation from the movement or from actual other black people, but just more like delineation as far as culture, when people don't respect the contributions that we've made as a culture.
No one's going to respect your contributions because you have no power. No one respects any group who has no power, no matter if you change your name or not.
Do Africans have power? It's not just a matter of.
Do Africans have power? What do you mean?
Yeah,
in the States?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Okay, so what I'm saying is.
Nope.
Do you mean in power, like in comparison to Black Americans? No.
No, like you're saying. You're saying
they don't.
Nobody's going to respect it because we don't have any power. Okay, so what I'm saying is we have to identify ourselves in this world. That's all I'm saying as far as.
We have to identify ourselves in this world. Why? Why all the tribalism? There's a lot of tribalism in Africa. Why all the tribalism? No, because if I say her name, that's giving her clout, and she don't need it. She does not need it.
Culturally. Okay?
We've already identified ourselves.
Listen, no, we have not.
Yes, we
have not, because listen, we have Jamaican people telling us we don't know where we're from. We don't have no culture. We got a bunch of people all over the world.
We don't. Just like they don't know where they're from many times, right? So what they're
why you always blaming shit on Jamaicans. Jamaicans that don't say shit to you. Now we're blaming Jamaicans? When did that happen? We're blaming Jamaicans now? I thought it was the Haitians. Now we're blaming Jamaicans. Oh, you really hate yourself.
Referring to is that, hey,
Okay.
the African lineage that you have, you don't know where you're from in Africa in some cases.
If right, I mean, most of us are in that situation, right? But
I
what
don't
I'm
disagree.
saying is, okay, so would you agree, right, that as a result of the situation that we came out of with slavery and everything like that, right, and being a group of people that really had no identity, that out of that we've created a lot of gold out of nothing? Would you agree with that?
Created a lot of gold out of
Music,
nothing.
yeah, music, art, things that,
Sure, yes.
inventions, things that improve and move
Mhm.
society forward. You would agree that we've contributed that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You contributed to it, but do you own and control it? Do you own and control Michael Jackson's music? You know, do you own and control what he owned and controlled? And that's he had the Beatles catalog and he had Elvis's catalog. No, all that's gone back. Do you have Sam Cooke? Sam Cooke, he's the only person that could talk because he tried to own his own publishing and they got him for that. I think they swung a baseball bat. It was either a baseball bat or a gun, whichever one. What about giving back? What do you mean? What about giving back? Elaborate.
So we have to be able to anchor ourselves to our contributions like everybody else around
Do
the
you
world
know?
can anchor
But
themselves to their
here's the thing: no
contribution.
one cares. So that's the problem. That's what you.
I
That's what you
care.
miss.
And you care too. But
No,
you
I really don't.
you
Because
don't care.
anything that
I
a
do.
Black American is, unless I got a patent on it. Do you own any patents from your ancestry?
No, I don't own any
No.
patents.
Do you
No,
own any
I don't.
copyrights? Do you own any trademarks? No. I don't give a fuck. To be honest with you, I don't give a fuck. But knowing that George Carver created
Okay.
fucking peanut butter.
Do you own? I'm trying call. I'm trying to call in. I don't do the whole phone thing. I don't do the whole phone thing. I do panels. I don't do the whole phone thing. I do panels. So, all this, do we own and control each and every one of these? Nah, I don't think so.
Does not do me a lick of fucking any good when I'm applying for a fucking business loan.
Should I do a call in? I should do a call in thing, but it wouldn't be for this topic. It would not be for this topic because we things to talk about other than some shit that we ain't gonna be getting. So Jay-Z owns and controls. You know what? Fuck Jay-Z. Because you know Jay-Z is in the files, right? I don't want to hear about no name. I don't want to hear about no nigga who was in the Epstein files shouting on this hit unless he has been unless he's been acquitted of all charges. Him and Diddy both. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing with Jay-Z. Hell, Jay-Z bought off Dame Dash. Did we not forget? Jay-Z married Beyonce young. Jay-Z did a lot of fucked up shit. 'Cause, did. He did a lot of fucked up shit.
It's good to.
I don't want to hear shit about Jay-Z because he was in if his name was in the goddamn files along with Patti LaBelle. Oh, Patty. Why, Patty? What'd you do? Jesus Christ. You name a person who owns anything on your paper on the list. Well, all of them, everybody owns and controls everything on this list, but most of these people are dead. Everybody, including the person who built the helicopter, built the pressure cooker, the peanut gallery. Everybody knows who did the peanut gallery. George Washington Carver. The refrigerator, the stoplight, the singer, the fountain pen, the air conditioning, all this stuff. People invented, but they're all dead. What? Who in this century, right now, who has made some shit? Money makes you do dumb. No, money makes you do some stuff that you would do anything to get money. And that includes sell your soul. Jay-Z sold his soul a long time ago. A very long time ago. Why do you think why do you think he's married to his wife Beyonce and still has sexual relations with Rihanna? And Rihanna is supposed to be with who? ASAP Rocky?
To know, right? To know that I guess if you need a boost of confidence, look what your people did. Nigga, I already know what I can do.
So would you agree that black boost the confidence that
no, we're the most confident group of people.
Are you black? Are you
yes,
black American?
we're the most hold on. We're overconfident.
That we're overconfident?
Yes,
no,
we're the most confident group of people on this in
I believe we
in
put
the United States.
On. I believe we put that mask on.
Okay, whether you put the mask on or not, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Now I'm starting to get upset because you it seems like you call us here to disagree, right? And explain our perspective. But
I get your perspective. You believe that because I guess Black Americans aren't really confident, right? But that's why we needed to tether ourselves to the lineage because that's going to give us a boost of confidence.
The ones who don't know are not confident. But listen, everybody needs confidence. Everybody needs a sense of security. And
yes, you get that. You get that internally, and you get that from your parents.
And be motivated to make it.
By all means, you get that internally. You get that from your parents.
Person too. You a prophet.
Yeah, 100%.
Community. You get that from your community.
No, you don't, my nigga. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you this. You're not getting your pride from your community.
A lot of people.
Because there aren't any communities happening.
I'm telling you. Oh, why not?
Because they're being gentrified.
Because you don't follow.
No, because black people. No, they're not. That's how is everybody being gentrified?
Emergency. Yes. What is it? Because I'm doing something right now. What is it? You gonna answer my question or what? No. Why, you need something? Go back up there for what? What? Why? Don't worry about it. I gotta dispute it, so don't worry about it. No, I didn't call them yet, but I just disputed it over the phone. So the restaurant already said that they pretty much did their part. Now it's time. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Goodness gracious. Now, stop it. Oh, wait, hold on. Did that thing go through? Oh, wow. Hold on. What the hell? No, I don't want to stop streaming. Let's do this. Be soon. Thank you.
What are you talking
Who's
about?
not being gentrified? Who's not being gentrified?
Nobody's being gentrified to the extent of Black Americans. That's never been the case historically speaking. What are you talking about?
So listen. So are you saying Black Americans are the only ones in America being gentrified? That's what you're saying.
I would say 100% to the extent that it's happening. Yes. Latinos aren't being gentrified.
Okay.
What are you talking about? White people aren't being gentrified.
There's only.
What are you talking? You have the president of the United States who is talking about how he's protecting the suburbs constantly from lower housing.
Asian people not getting gentrified.
No, they're not. Where is this happening?
Bro,
I live in LA. Where is this happening? Chinatown. Hold on. Chinatown is still very much Chinatown. Koreatown is still very much Koreatown. Downtown is still very much Latino. What are you talking about? Where is this happening?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Beverly Hills is still very much Beverly Hills is still very much Caucasian. Brentwood is still very much Caucasian. Santa Monica is still very much Caucasian. What are you talking about? Westwood is very much Caucasian. What are you talking about? Who is getting gentrified besides Black Americans?
What?
Poor people. Poor people are getting gentrified.
Sir, so now we making this a class issue? We making this a class issue? You tell me, okay, so tell me where the poor Asians, where the poor Asians are getting gentrified. Where are the poor Asians that are getting gentrified? Show it.
The poor Asians that live in a community who don't make a lot of money.
Where? Tell me where, sir. Where?
The poor people who live amongst the people
listen. So here's the problem. Here's the problem.
First, it's a nationality. Well, it's not a foundational Black America is not a nationality. They're nothing to me. Nothing but some tribalism shit that's not going to be on a piece of paper. You go to that, to overthrowing the government, to doing all types of shit. It's just draining at this point. And this is the reason why I decided to go with the idea of DAFA. I decided anybody who wants to come with me, you're well welcome. You're well welcome to come with me because number one, we're not going to demonize anyone. We're not going to demonize anyone. We're not going to talk bad. We're not going to talk down to anyone. We're going to simply be ourselves. Period. We don't have to do all that extra stuff that the FBA is doing. While at the same time have a agree to disagreement with the Adolfs people. We can agree to disagree all day. That's the thing it was stolen from anyway, but I digress.
The issue I have is that you can't. I hear you. I hear you. The issue I have is with Negroes who use this little Jedi mind trick. You went in here talking about I'm FBA, I'm Black American, and blah blah blah, and then you switched it to we all lives matter.
No.
That's literally what you did. I kept it on Black people, and then you want to say, well, it's the poor people. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about poor people. We talking about Black Americans. Black Americans have historically been
people are the only ones getting gentrified. That's why
yes, to the extent that is happening, yes.
Poor people are getting gentrified.
Nigga, you name me a community where the poor people that are made up of white poor people that are getting gentrified. Name me the community that is made up of poor Asian people that is getting gentrified. Name me the community that's made up of poor Latinos, Guatemalans, Venezuelans that's getting gentrified.
Any poor, diverse community, of course,
listen, I asked you for specificity.
Any poor,
no, sir. I asked you for specificity. Are you Black American? You are Black American,
yes,
right?
I am.
Okay, so I'm asking you, Black American, that's great. I'm asking you for specificity. I know LA. I just listed areas in LA that's not happening, but I'll tell you where it is getting gentrified. Baldwin Hills, Compton, Inglewood. Those are predominantly Black American neighborhoods. So you tell me, where in your neighborhood, you tell me, sir, fine. I'm going to give it to you. Where in New York, by all means, so where in New York are the poor Asian communities being gentrified?
Listen, in New York, there are Asian people that live amongst the poor.
I didn't ask that, sir. I asked where in New York are the
Asians ain't bothering. Why are y'all so set in stone and bothering Asia? Because you want to steal the reparations from them? What's going on? I wonder why we like to just separate ourselves from the ignorance of Black people, certain ones, not all. Question: Our people sold us first. Yes, we talked about that too. The supposedly free Blacks that supposedly sold Black people, but that's nothing compared to all the gentrification that went on, the Jim Crowism. You can add all of that up, and it had nothing to do with nothing. Even though it was wrong, you had tribes who sold out other tribes in Africa, but at least we had tribes. Perfect example. If you go to see I think it was the Woman King. It was a Woman King, and I think it was Shaka Zulu's movie. Go watch those and study those. You got to take the good and the bad with everything. But we can't let what white folks did to us, we can't just chop the head off of us just because you had a couple of Negroes who basically sold us down the river. When truth of the matter is, there were tribes of us who sold other tribes. So do you think you're right to continue the cycle or free to people that was enslaved? Nor they continue the same cycle. No, we don't continue the same cycle, but at the same time, you learn from their mistakes. You unlearn what others have learned, and you write your own history as you see fit. Those people who wrote their history and had something to contribute to it, whether it be a distribution, whether it be a grocery store, whether it be a supermarket, they had theirs. It's time for ours, but we're too damn separated from each other. We're too separated. We got the Orisha, not the Orishas. We got the Israelites. We got Adolfs. We got phony Black Americans, and then you got Pan Africans. And I almost forgot you got the Di-Fi descendants of freemen Americans, which I do agree because there were 400,000 free slaves. 400,000 free slaves who gathered together to build their own industry. Right, they're not going to respect you because, can we be honest? Some of you don't respect yourselves. As Dr. Claude Anderson would put it, you have to own and control a little something. Otherwise, they're not going to respect you. You have to be competitive in order for them to respect you. That you have to have something that tells the other side, we respect you. You have to have it. Otherwise, they can treat you like anything that they want to treat you. Not saying that it's right, it's wrong, but what do you own and control? You have no power, you have no wealth, you have no influence, you have nothing of trade. What do you own and control? Our kids are not getting educated properly. What do you own and control? You're getting kicked out of these Asian wig shops. These Asians drag you out and they kick you and they humiliate you. What do you own and control? The police, not taking anything away from the police, because ICE is ICE. That's federal. We're talking about state. They can boot you out. They can boot you out anytime that they want. What do you own and control? Do you even read about the laws that are in this country? Not the country, but do you read any type of laws? Yeah, but I'm not worried about the N word because we all know what the N word means in its entirety. So I'm not worried about all that. White people, whatever white people fear, they take it, reverse it, and then give it to you, and you run with it. But overall, those who know what the true definition of the word nigga means, we don't have to worry about that. I tell anybody who calls me a nigga, I was like, yeah, I know I'm a king. I know I'm a king. You gotta study certain words, and you gotta study certain words and phrases. Like, a lot of these kids are missing out on it, and they just don't. We need black teachers. We need black teachers. Okay, Barb, damn. Read your stupid comment. Who helped Who helped black people in the U.S. become musicians and ball players? White folks, because they white folks because they gave them the money to. They just simply know. They simply know we can play ball better than them. And I don't have a problem with ball players. I don't have a problem with you wanting to play ball. I have no problem with you wanting to play sports. But what if that fails, and mind you, 1 out of 100 make it. Now it's is about to be, I think it's 1 out of 1 million. Wait, 1 out of 10 make it, or something like that. I forgot. Don't quote me on that. But not a whole bunch of people make it and play ball. You are never going to get a LeBron James ever again. You're never going to get a Kevin Garnett, who came straight out of high school and went to the pros. You're never going to get a Kobe Bryant ever again. So savor this moment while it lasts. But I'm saying, what do you have behind it just in case that fails? Everybody want to be everybody want to be this. Everybody want to be that. Okay, that's plan A. What's plan B? That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
Poor Asian communities being gentrified.
What Asian communities other than Chinatown? Which is
Thank you for proving my point. Thank you.
Is a business
Thank
area.
you. Thank you for proving my point. Thank you. What other point do you have?
Chinatown is
Thank
a
you. I
business
know.
area,
Thank
not
you
a
for proving my
residential
point.
area.
Chinatown is still Chinatown. You're absolutely correct.
Okay.
Thank
And
you for
Harlem is
proving
still
my point.
Harlem.
Thank you for proving my point.
The Bronx is still the Bronx.
I'll even give you a second. I'll give you a second life.
Okay, so let me
You
ask you a
show
question.
me where in the
Would you
Bronx. This is your
consider-
neighborhood, right?
would you
I'm not in the
consider-
Bronx. I'm
would
in
you
LA, bro.
consider
I'm in
the
LA.
migration a
So hold
form of
on.
I know we are. That's why I agree with E5 that we should, if they're gonna do all that and be FBA and be divisive, we're gonna be the opposite. I don't have to go online and be a damn asshole to a whole bunch of Jamaican and Haitians just because they don't like you. There are very few that don't. But again, I've never had an issue with them. I've never had an issue with Haitians. I've never had an issue with Jamaicans. Now, some of them would consider me Jamaican. We laughed together, we joked together, we cried together, we ate together. Bruh, each and every time they had their little barbecue, they will always invite me because I was reacting to them. They were always inviting me. You want to play the food? I'm like, cool. DAFA. If you want to be a part of the DAFA, we have a place for you. But that goes for any and everybody who practices common sense. All right?
Hold on. I'm giving it to you. This is your Bronx. Sir, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you the balls in your court. Show me where in the Bronx are the poor, I don't know, whites. Where are the poor whites in the Bronx being gentrified?
Listen, Lucas. Listen, when you let me ask you a question.
No. You answer the question. Hold on. Where are the poor whites in the Bronx being gentrified? No, because you're trying to make this a fucking class issue. It's not a class issue. It has never been a class issue in this country. It has always been a race issue in this country. That is since the beginning of the founding of this country.
That a form of gentrification
Nigga, when it comes to gentrification, I'm talking about it predominantly impacting a certain neighborhood, a certain group of people. That's what I'm talking about. Are there poor whites that lived in Compton? Yes, there are poor whites that lived in Compton. What are we talking about, my nigga? What are we talking about?
Black people are not the only ones being gentrified.
Sir, yes, we are. And I defy you. Hold on. So prove my fucking point. Hold on. I'm gonna ask you a very simple question. Just pause for a second, right? I gave you communities out here in LA. This is my hood. I know it. I gave you communities that were predominant means the overwhelming majority of the community is made up of one race, black people. That doesn't mean that there aren't poor.
They did have a Martin Luther King statue, but guess who took it down? I'll give you a hint. He shitted on himself last week. We did have a MLK statue, but guess who took the shit down?
Whites, poor Asians within Compton and Inglewood and these areas, right? So I'm asking you, your hood, you know the Bronx, I don't know the Bronx. Right. You show me where there are a predominant community that is made up of Asians, whites, or Latinos that is being gentrified. And what I mean by that is that they are unable to pay for the rent or the mortgage, or they are being forced out. They're selling their property to another race of people.
Yep. That's gentrification for you.
So you telling me to name another race that's going through that?
Yes, that's what gentrification would mean.
Okay. All right, I feel what you're saying. I feel if you want to just keep it purely on a basis of race, but what I'm saying is,
you're not saying anything. You're not saying not a goddamn thing.
I did read that wrong. My apologies. Why is there a Malcolm X statue? I guess they deem Malcolm X as a threat. That would be one of the reasons. And Malcolm X, believe it or not, was a Pan-African anyway. So why would they want a Pan-African statue up there? He probably had one of these FBAs call and say, why is there a Malcolm X statue up there? Take it down. We put up Robert E. Lee. Well, number one, they didn't exist until later on. And well, let me elaborate further. That thing about them bickering with each other, that was small in itself. I have to find the actual clip to a video that this brother, I guess, knew both of them, I guess, at one point in time, or seen them. And the thing about it was, Malcolm, after Martin Luther King won his Nobel Peace Prize, he was backstage. Malcolm X was backstage. To just put it all in a lump sum, you can't, back then, you can't have two leaders dapping up one another, if that makes sense. Because whites would see that, and whites would obviously say, this can't go on. But later on down the line, they had a meeting with each other, and Coretta Scott King met with Malcolm, and of course, Malcolm was going to control the North. Actually, Malcolm was going to control the South. Martin Luther King was going to control the North. And just imagine, like Bloods and Crips, how magnificent and glorious that would be when two people who were bickering with one another clap and join forces. How would How would that look economically? How would that look? How would that look psychologically? How would that look spiritually? I wish I could have seen that in my lifetime. Malcolm and Martin joining forces, and then in the minds of Black people all over the world. Do you know how much leadership that would? All those leaders. You know why and this is why I say we need more Johnny Cochrans. You know why they killed Johnny Cochran? I forgot the reason, but here's the thing. You don't want a whole bunch of Johnny. If you're white, you don't want a whole bunch of Johnny Cochrans, and you for damn sure don't want Thurgood Marshalls running around. But guess what? You got Jasmine Crockett's out there. And this is why I say homegirl needs to be protected. She's actually trying to override the system. Man, this is the reason why we don't have leaders anymore. Leadership, I should say. Leadership, everything matters. If one the head, we all the head. But this is one of the reasons why I say we can't have shit like this. We can't have FBAs running around just because you have a few people here that call you dirty Black American. That's only one woman versus plenty of women who love their Black men. Give me a break. That, to me, yeah, they're talking about agents. Goodness. I just turned 31 and I'm going back to Africa next year for the first time. I'm going to Africa for the first time. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. I'm just now becoming financially stable, and most of all, overcame the fear of travel. You're better than me. When you come back, well, what part of Africa are you going to? There are 54 countries in Africa. Which one are you going to? You going to Ghana? You going to Ghana? You going to the Congo? You going to the DR? You going to Senegal? Where are you going? You going to Kenya? What I would do is I would YouTube the good parts and the bad parts. Which the bad parts ain't that bad. The bad parts, especially Kenya, it's not that bad. As a matter of fact, I could get used to it. You just gotta learn the language. Swahili and Igbo are preferably hard languages to learn. But you'll be all right. You will definitely be all right. Just take your shots. Get your passport first. Get your shots, and you should be good. Now you might catch malaria. Malaria is just like the flu, but you'll be fine. I'm taking a cruise Cape Town. Ah, good, good. Cape Town up to the coast and it must be East Africa. Enjoy yourself. you will definitely enjoy yourself. Well, let's continue.
You're wasting my fucking time with this
Okay, so
all
let me ask
lives
you a
matter
question.
gentrification
Let me ask you a
bullshit.
question.
You can ask
Let me ask
me
you a question.
fucking
Before
dick.
black people moved to
Get
California,
the fuck off of my fucking line. Before black people move, what are you gonna tell me? The fucking Native Americans? We gentrified the Native Americans? You show me in the history of this fucking country where black Americans gentrified Native Americans. We didn't fucking steal their land. They made us slaves. You know anything about the Seminole fucking War? What the fuck are you talking about? You ignorant fucking Sambo soldier. Get the goddamn fuck off my line talking this stupid ahistorical bullshit. The fuck are you talking about? Well, before black Americans were there, who would say, shut the fuck up, goofy ass nigga. I don't believe, you know what? You are fucking, you know what? I won't go. Let me calm myself down. You're going to pull the Native American card. You heard it. I heard it. I heard it coming out of this fucking butt crap. Well, answer me this. Like, what's wrong with you? You don't sound very black. You sound like you mixed with something, bro. Whether that's a fucking Sambo, a fucking coon, or another group of people. You can't be. Both your parents aren't black. That's clearly thrown out the water. Okay, thrown out the picture, bro. Unless you had one coon parent and another non-coon parent. Because that shit wasn't making any sense. He was trying his hardest to do fucking backflips to make this shit a class issue. Nigga, what?
This is the reason why. This is the reason why we can't have this. We can't have this FBA shit going lingering all in our heads. And they always say the same thing. You're always coming after us. No one knows who you are. But you're running and begging the white people to wave their hands like, hey, pay attention to us. And they're literally laughing at you. You know how the people, they say, they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. You thought you had the billboard of the century, and they just took that down because they saw who you were. They saw who you are. You are very divisive. Case in point, this caller right here. He went from black folk, there are other people being gentrificated. There are other ethnicities being gentrificated. Who? White folks don't get gentrificated. Asians don't get gentrificated either. As a matter of fact, I was going to say this until I was totally interrupted. By 2050, you will no longer be a minority or a majority. You're going to be last if you keep this up. You say, why so hostile?
What the fuck you talking about? Do you hear this stupid shit? No, everybody's suffering. Why is it everybody? I love it. When it came to Asian hate crimes, we all agreed, hey, we got to stop Asian hate. When it even comes to white erasure, yeah, the president of the United States, hey, we got to stop this anti-white racism. But let somebody say, hey, this shit is impacting black people. Whoa! All lives matter, nigga. All lives matter. Okay? My life doesn't matter. This is why I'm saying it's pointless to have these conversations. These niggas' minds are cooked. They're cooked. He said he was black. And he said he was black. You heard how he was talking. They're cooked, deep fried. You might as well get some chow mein and have fun. Okay? These motherfuckers got deep fried rice for their fucking brains. Now, if you want to be the Moses and be like, Lucas, I'm going to lead my people. I'm going to lead my people out of Egypt. Nigga, you go ahead. I'm done with this shit. I'm having an argument with an alleged black man about how black people overwhelmingly, and in many cases exclusively, are being impacted when it comes to gentrification. What neighborhoods do you think they go into? Huh? They always go where they get.
Shit.
I'm not doing that, bro. I am not having that argument, bro. I'd rather have.
All right, let me end this live real quick.